Amen.
All right. Um, okay, so hi everyone, and welcome to today's live stream. So I'm perfectly sure that everyone is going to be very surprised. Why are we having a guy over here instead of the usual person who normally takes in Scratch 3. So this was basically going to be a surprise for everyone that today's session was not going to be on Scratch. It's actually going to be on Python. So today we're going to be building a pretty simple Python project, not a Scratch project. So this is just to widen your glances, widen your horizon, apart from the usual Scratch that you've been seeing. That there are a couple of others, and you're gonna see a lot of it in this live stream. So once again, welcome everyone, and I'm hopeful to see every other person who's gonna be on this live stream today. So yeah, basically. So let me try and get my screen up so that we're gonna see what exactly we're going to be using. Okay, so I'll mute it for a while. Okay, so I think my screen is currently up, and basically we are going to be building using a programming language called Python. So basically, I'm perfectly sure that some of you guys are going to be asking, what is this programming language? What is Python specifically now? Or isn't Python a snake as we normally get to hear of? So no, basically, Python Python is a programming language basically that can be used to build anything. So it's a high level general purpose programming language, and it's really famous because it has English like syntax, meaning you can write it like you're writing your normal English sentences that you write. You can communicate with other people, and Python gets to understand what exactly you're doing. Python gets to understand that. So it's very easy, and I could tell you that Python is the most easiest programming language you can start with as a kid. So we are going to be coding using Python today. And at the same time, What we're going to be using to write this code will not be the Scratch 3 interface. We're going to be using something called VS Code for web. VS Code for web, that's online. So we're going to be using VS Code for the web. So VS Code is it's basically a code editor that you can use to write Python code. Now here's the fun part. VS Code doesn't just write only Python. VS Code can write basically a lot of pro. Oh my god, am I muted? Can you guys confirm? Am I muted? Can you guys confirm that? I'm just hearing that I'm muted. Okay, okay. Can anyone in the comment section confirm if my mic is muted? I'm muted. Yeah, I have. I'm not muted. I don't know whether you guys think I'm muted. Can anyone in the comment section confirm that? Okay, so let me see. Um, okay, so can you guys hear my voice now? Is it clear? Can you hear my voice currently? Can you guys hear my voice? If you can check out in the comment section. Okay. Oh, really? Okay, okay, okay. That's better. That's better. That's better. So let me reshare my screen again. All right, so basically, we were going to be using VS Code for the web to try today's project. And I'm perfectly sure that a lot of people probably would be watching this video or this live stream would be like, probably we have VS Code that you can use on your systems. Yeah, that's good. That's actually perfectly. There is VS Code you can use on any type of system, whether it's a Mac or a Windows PC. But the only difference between them is that sometimes when installing the configurations, that's how you set it, is a bit different um from a normal usage of it. That's how you can set it on a Windows PC is basically a bit different from how you can use it on a Mac. So that's why for today's session, we're just going to be using a web version of VS Code so that every single person can use it, irrespective of whether they're using a Linux, a Windows, or a Mac PC. All right, so just gonna click on this and we'll begin. So if you go to your web browser, you can type VS Code online and then you see this. I really hope that you guys engage in the comment section so that I get to know that you guys are following me on this. So for here, I'm gonna click on this for now and basically I think my internet's a bit slow. So I'll get taken to a documentation page. So this is VS Code's official documentation for that's VS Code for the web. So you could watch a YouTube video here to know how you get started on VS Code and a couple of others basically. But for now, we are just gonna go quickly and we're gonna go to this part here. So we have to get started, go to https vscode.dev. So I'm going to come here and click on vscode.dev and I'm immediately going to get transported to the official VS Code website. So, welcome everyone. So, this is actually the interface for VS Code on the web. So, we're going to be using this today to write the code and build the projects that we're going to be building today. So, I really hope you guys are following. Could I see the follow up in the comment section? If you guys have reached over here, you've reached where we have our VS Code on for web on websites. Could I see that in the comment section before I move forward? Okay, so could I see probably some confirmations in the comment section? Were you guys able to locate the vscode.dev website? Were you guys able to locate it? Could I see those in the comment section? Were you guys able to open the VS Code for the web platform? Okay, so I can see that some people are on it. Okay, so with that, I think we'll move forward. If you have any issues, just type in the comment section, and I'll get to resolve it as we go. So, as I said, welcome back to VS Code, and basically, when we're using VS Code, we create or we write our projects in files, similar to how in Scratch 3 we have Scratch 3 files. Here in VS Code, we can use write create any type of file when we're working with Python. Except now we are going to be creating a file over here. We're going to be creating a file here. You can use a text file, but then I now come here and re-edit this. Give me a sec. Okay, so my bad. I think we're gonna have to have a folder first on our system before we can now create a file inside it. My bad. So we're going to come to open folder. Well, first things first, I'm going to create a folder inside my system. So if you're using a Windows PC, I think you guys are gonna use your file explorer to create a folder in there. If you're using Mac, you're going to create a folder probably inside applications. Um, so basically, I'm using. So give me a sec. Okay, so basically, we are going to. I'm using a Mac, so I'm going to be creating this inside my files. Oh, sorry, guys. I think I was muted. So I think I just finished creating my own folder, and I'm going to open this inside my VS Code. So coming here, I'm going to click on Open Folder, and I'm going to click on Live Stream and select it. So by the time I select it, on your VS Code, you're going to have a particular folder here inside your workspace called a Python live stream you can use. So now I think this is where they're allowing us to create a new file to write our code. So I'm going to come here and create a new file and call it live live stream. Okay, so I believe you guys over there are being able to follow what I'm doing over here. So yeah, I have my Python file now called livestream.py. And I'm not installing anything yet. Okay, so I have my livestream.py file. Now over here, I think I'm gonna have to set up some extensions to help me run the code that I'm writing. So I'm going to come inside my extensions. Extensions is to your right, to the right of your PC. Extension is to your right over there. To your right. Oh, sorry, to your left. When it's to your left, you now click on the last one that looks like it's three boxes and one tiny little box was it's diagonally kept. So I'm gonna come inside my extensions and type Python. So by the time I type Python, it's going to bring up all the Python extensions I need to run the code that I'm writing over here. So yeah, um I have a lot, and I mean there are a lot of Python extensions that you can install, but best often preferred you install the ones that have the blue tick from Microsoft. So when you're installing, you're gonna be clicking, or you're going to be installing the ones that come from Microsoft. So I'm gonna click here, and I'm also going to click here because I think I'm not allowed to use this. So I think probably why I'm having a lot of these issues. Okay, I have Pylance in here, but I don't have Python, which is weird. So I think probably one of the reasons why I'm having most of these issues is that basically Python for VS Code for the web has a couple of limitations. So it has a couple of limitations over there. So that's one of the reasons why we are having issues installing Python. But anyways, I think we're gonna get to that aspect. So second thing I'm installing in my extensions is Code Runner. So should be installing the Code Runner for web basically. So I'm installing that, and okay, mine is done. So whenever yours is done, you would see more or less the settings. That's the gear kind of icon over here at the base of it. So I think this should be good enough. Um, yeah, then again, let me just try one last time and see if that goes. Okay, so we still have, but anyways, we're going to continue. Um, anyways, we're going to continue, and well, we'll see how this goes basically from the end. So finally, we are inside our Python file, which is inside a folder called Python Livestream, which is now inside the VS Code for web platform which we are using. So we are going to start now to see how we could build the projects that we have. So let me officially introduce to you guys. I think I just found out I was muted again. So sorry about that. I just found I was muted again. So yeah, so I was trying to say, sorry, during the time I was muted, that we're going to be building a very simple project today. And that project is a retro space alien art generator. So sorry, the name is a bit long, and yeah, it's a bit long. But anyways, we're going to be building a retro space alien art generator using Python Turtle. Now, basically, let me just show you guys what Python Turtle is. So Python Turtle is a library that's inside VS Code, and we can use it basically to generate or to build projects that follow art, that follow designs, and basically anything that has to do with colors and all of that. Python Turtle is always the best for it. Um, it's always the best. you can have a look at its turtle graphics. So yeah, it's always being used for graphics design. As I said before, anything that has to do with colors, turtle graphics is always the best for it. And you can read all you want to read about Python turtle inside the Python documentation, which you could find on their official platform. But then again, that's not what we're going to be doing today. So back to where we were, back to VS Code. All right, so we're gonna be building that inside here. So, and I know there are a lot of things I'm gonna be doing on this live stream that many of you guys may not know. So just follow me carefully and follow me steadily and ask questions where necessary in the comment section. I'm always checking to find out and give answers to all the questions you have. So I'm just gonna give a little description over here and call it retro space alien arts generator. All right. So that's what we're gonna be building today. So we're gonna have a little space alien who's going to be up on Python by the time we run it. We're going to see a little space alien draw all over our platform to see how we could generate a little bit of artwork for us to see, to use, and all of that. So that's what we're gonna be doing on this live stream today. And as I said before, what's gonna make this possible is that we're going to be using what's Python Turtle. So Python Turtle is what we're going to be using, and I think I explained what Python Turtle is in a couple of minutes. So for those of you guys that are joining now, so Python Turtle is basically a library we can use to generate arts, to build projects that have to do with arts and designs, anything that has to be colors on VS Code, whether for web or locally. All right, so for now we're using it here in our web version, and for us to do that, we're going to say we could import Turtle. So basically, it's a module that we can import somewhere, like you're importing goods from one country to another. We're going to import it. So I'm going to type here import Turtle. All right, so just this particular line alone is going to import the Turtle module that we are going to use while having this live stream. So while building this project, we're going to be importing that. So let's continue. All right, continue over here. All right, so now that's the turtle module over here. So if you hover your mouse over this, I think we should be able to have, you can see that yes, it's a module and it's called turtle. So that's basically being used for graphics and UI design. All right. So please, as we are doing this, if you have any issues that all way gets to, please drop in the comment section so that I could try to assist you guys while we're building this. All right. So now we've imported Turtle successfully into our code base, and now we are going to begin the other aspects of setting up our big screen. So yeah, once again, I did say that this is an alien space game. So we're gonna be in probably in outer space, for example. We're going to be in outer space, for example, and we're going to set up the little screen that we'll be using for this. So I'm just going to have this over here. I'm just going to have this. So I'm going to I have a little bit of code up here, still with my description. So this description is for me to set up the space screen. So what I did here was I created a variable called it screen equals to then now called turtle and now called turtle module and then added a little abstract of it, a little part of the module called screen. Then inside that module, I now added the colors, that's bg.color, this is what the color is for, and then I now added black. So probably let's get to see if this runs successfully here as this runs successfully. So we're trying to see, as we are coding, we get want to see how the outcome is going to look like. So okay, we can see that our code runner is trying to initialize and probably try to import the turtle into its running. So we're going to see how well this looks like. This all going to be in under 1 hour. So I think the 20 minutes gone. We still have 40 minutes more. So let's proceed. So I think our code run over here is taking a bit of time. It's taking a little while to initialize. So I think we'll come back to it. We'll come back to it as purposeful. So we'll come back to it. So now here we are going to create our artist turtle. We're going to create it probably when this thing this should be done initializing by now. I don't know why it's taking so much time. So we're going to move on to the next phase. And the next phase, since over here we had set up our screen, that's probably the space background. Over here, we're going to now create our character. So similar to the character that's always in Scratch 3, we are going to have the little character that's going to be making art for us on our space screen. So I'm going to connect this. Alright, so sorry it's looking like a little copy and paste aspect. Just follow me slowly. All questions should be in comment section. So over here we have our second description to create our artist turtle. So we now have a variable I created, and then I now called it alien. Basically, it's an alien space generator, for example. So we are going to have an alien somewhere. Then I'm now creating my particular character. Then I now give it a color of lime. So the lime color that always looks like I think a bit of green and light green, that's dark green and light green together. So we're going to give it a color. We're also going to give it a size. So how big should our artist turtle look like? That's our character. How big should our character look like? So over here we have a character size of 5, and then over here we now have the speed, so which is going to be speed of 2. So basically all this, the code that's here, basically if I explain this code here creates the character that's created, that's the one up here. Then this code over here, the second line where I'm hovering my cursor over, creates the color of your character. All right. Then thirdly, this code over here creates the size of your character. So it gives it a specific size. And then lastly, this code over here now gives it speed. So it now gives how fast should our character be on our stage. All right. So if you guys are following me, we're going to proceed. So now I think we're done creating our artist turtle. I really do wish our code runner would be running by now. Let me try this again and see. Let's try this again. It's still initializing. Probably when it's done, we'll come there. So, alright, we were done creating our artist turtle. Now, the third part is we're gonna give our turtle a head. Okay, so now yes, we have a turtle who, if you take a look at the normal look of a turtle, the turtle has a big back and a pretty tiny head. So we're gonna give a little turtle a bit of a head, so a square one. So we're going to do that. So that you can have probably like a head and a body aspects looking like a character. So if I come over here and oh, we have an error over here. We have an error. Okay. So I'm gonna fix this. So third part, yes. So now we are drawing a square head. Alright. So now we have a square. So for I in range of 4, alien dot forward, open bracket 100, then alien left 90. So these particular values here are meant to create something that looks like a square head for our particular turtle, so that our turtle can, probably it doesn't just look like a tiny ball that rolls around the screen. So it should be able to have like a head, and it should look recognizable like a normal character. All right. So that's what we're going to be doing. And if we noticed over here, the code that we wrote looked like it shifted forward from here, like it's not falling in line with what we have here. So that particular action that Python is shifting the code inside is actually called indentation. So basically, the same way when you're probably writing compositions in school, you're being told to probably give a space before you start writing the first character. Similar here, you're giving a little space before you start writing your code that's under your for block. So as I said before, it still brings us back to what I said earlier, that Python is English-like. So you can write it the same way you're sometimes making your English statements. Okay. So now basically our alien just looks like a little boring square. So we were supposed to give it a little bit of loop to add some cool crazy alien antennas or tentacles. So we're just going to try telling our turtle to draw a line and turn a sharp angle and try to repeat that aspect. So inside the chat section you can take a look at how one number makes the art look totally different. Let's just hope that our code runner can run so that we get to see that aspect. So basically, we can do that. So coming over here, I'm going to drop another set of codes. All right. So I think it's supposed to be the fourth one. All right. So this is to clear our old square and make something wild. So now our alien is supposed to have gone berserk. Let's try running this again and see whether we have. Oh, we still are having this code error over here. Well, we'll try to fix it before we run. So let me see if I can install Turtle as an extension. Nope, this is Turtle scripts. This is Turtle scripts and not the exact Turtle we're looking for. So we're just going to try skipping that. Let me try Python Turtle. So we should have an extension to assist our code runner find the Python turtle environment. Okay. Which then again still leads us to the uninstall Python, which is not installing anyway. Okay, so let's try to fix this. Okay, so I think we're still a bit stuck over here. But anyways, we'll get back to this. So let's continue on with what we're doing in our code base. We're gonna get back there. So now we're back in our live stream. So what we're supposed to do was to clear our old square and probably give us something that would be wild. So if our code runner was actually interpreting what we're doing, we would have somehow. So basically, I don't know why our code runner isn't running, but we're going to get to that aspect. So now I think it's supposed to now have it run around. As it's running around, we're going to now make five the alien spiral loop. So now this is more like basically your alien is now a character and it's now beginning to make the artwork it wants to create. So it will start running around and try to draw something on our screen. So if you take a look at even the descriptions here, the lines gets longer every single time. So that's what's supposed to be drawing by now. So I'm just going to try and do a little bit of technical configurations and see how well we can try to use this. Okay, so basically that's what we're going to be doing. So all right, let's continue. Um, okay, basically that's how it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to look like. Okay, so I'm gonna see how I can try to run this. So because we're raising a lot of code, it's not supposed to be too long. It's about 28 lines. So I wanted to see how well will our code run. How is it going to work if this code runs right here? So let's see how it goes. Let's see. So I'm gonna try tinkering with the environment a bit. No module named turtle. Okay, so this is weird. This is very weird. We're not having this particular issue over here. Let me see how I could fix this. Okay, guys. Okay, yeah, okay, guys. So I think I just found out that basically us using our VS Code for the web version, that's the web version of VS Code, won't allow us to run our space alien generator, which is pretty terrible. So what I'm going to do instead is that I'm going to transfer this code to the VS Code on my MacBook and run it from over there. So we should be expecting to see a little pop-up from that side. So I'm going to just copy this and I'm going to take it to my VS Code, which is on my system. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to switch my screen currently to VS Code on my system. Oh, all right. So can we all confirm if we can see the VS Code that's on my Windows system? All right. So can we have that in the comment section whether you can see the VS Code that's currently on my Windows system? Okay. So I'm checking the comments currently. Oh yeah, I was muted, but now I'm back. I'm back on the call. I'm back on the call, and my voice is up right now. So yeah, this is our code currently, which is on our screen, and I'm going to run this basically so we get to see what this looks like. So if I run this, okay, so I think I just found out something that most of us did not get to see what just happened on our Windows screen. So I'm just going to share the entire PC screen right now. You guys get to see it. Okay, so I think I'm gonna have this screen issue. But anyways, so I'm gonna come here and run this, and I want us to basically see what was going to happen by the time we run this code. So if I run this right now, so we just saw that. Okay, so that was pretty fast. We just made that was our alien. So if you guys noticed when I ran that, we had a black screen pop out. We had a little tiny alien with a round head pop out and then draw a square. After creating the square, it was now pretty berserk and went very fast right now. So I think I'm gonna do that again so we get to see it. So I'm gonna run this and okay, so that was basically in a very short way. That was a little character that we just created who was now dancing around. And if we notice, it actually made a star icon using just code and no characters, no colors or anything. But we're able to get a blue color. So I'm gonna play around with that aspect. I'm gonna change this from cyan and I'm gonna have green. So let's run this and let's see what happens. So we have a green box. Okay, now we now have a green star. Okay, so that was pretty good. I just tweaked the color. So I'm gonna change it again. So one last time, I'm going to have white. For example, I'm gonna change this color to white. Then I now run this. So we now see again our green box. Okay, now we have a white star icon come out. So that was pretty good. But now again, let me just do one final little tweak before we call it a wrap on our live stream. So at first we changed the color here from cyan to green and from green to white. So now finally I'm going to come over here. So the initial color that was happening here. That's the lime green that normally displays first, the square that we were seeing before our little star head. I'm going to come to this line up here and I'm going to change this to I'm going to change this to cyan, for example. I'm going to change to cyan. Then I'm going to run this again. So we're going to see, okay, now our color changed from green to cyan, and then we now had a little star icon. So similarly, on a very short way, we're able to create a very simple project of a little Python character who moved around on our screen, and then it was able to run, and we now saw some tiny little artworks from a green square to a white star on our platform. So basically, that's going to be it for our session today. Okay, I don't think I took long. So, all right, so that's going to be it for our session today. That was pretty simple. That was fast, and we did all of that with just about 28 lines of code. Okay, so that was not too complex. That wasn't too complex at all. So that was very simple. And basically, we could do that again and again and so on and so forth. So, a little challenge for you guys over there on the comment section. You can go home, you can try to check out the code. I'll drop the code that we did here on the comment section for you guys so you could check it out. And you could go home and try creating using Python Turtle module. You could create your own type of characters. You could even do it more than what we've done here in our class. So you could create yours, you could make it move around the whole black screen, even if you want it to probably bounce around a house, you know. But what am I saying? You can go home and try something by yourself. So I'd say that was a wrap on today. At least in today's session, we've learned how to use just code like lines of code and different code symbols to make a character in Python that's just randomly created shapes and different other lines, basically using what we did. And it was very, very simple, and that wasn't too fast, even though a lot of you may not really understand much of this. But then again, this was a tiny little project. So if you need to learn more, you can go on and ask. You could check out Code Like a Pro. We have a couple of other videos you could look at on Python and try to build more other projects by yourself. You could reach out to the team if you need help on most of these kind of things, and we always give you back a response. So I think that is it for my live stream today. And thank you guys so much for being able to run this. Thank you guys so much for being able to partake in this live stream today. And I'll see you all in the next time I'm going to be having this. Bye.